Hello everyone, this is Endgame Mars. We'll do another unboxing, another breakdown of the demo. This is Horizon Zero Dawn, the PlayStation Explorer exclusive that kind of is on the rage right now with everyone. As everyone knows, that you might want to be just inform you that I am not a big fan of open world games. So, if you feel that my opinion might be a little biased or anything like that, that's perfectly fine. I want you just to know that I have different standards in gaming. As well as this game has a good portion of update, is around 200 megabytes, a little over 200 megabytes. I did play almost the entire game. No, actually, I played the entire game without the updates on the game. And I only had 2 crashes. I actually didn't experience any game-breaking bugs where I couldn't progress. Maybe I just got lucky, but I have heard reports of people having that problem, so bear that in mind. I didn't really experience any massive problems. I didn't have any issues other than those 2 crashes. And it only happened really when I died like quite a bit. Moving on from that, Horizon Zero Dawn is a gorgeous open world game that is just truly awe-inspiring with its graphics. Now, that's the only really selling point this game really has, to my opinion, is its graphics. To me, it's stellarly gorgeous looking graphics. I highly recommend, if you do get this game, turn off your turn it on dynamic mode, where you turn off all the HUDs and stuff like that, even your compass, and turn that all off, or put it in dynamic mode so when you do go into combat, it will appear. But when you're running around, exploring, and just jumping around, have it where it disappears. It brings in the immersion immensely, and it's how you should play the game. Secondly, if it's your first time playing the game, or you're just going to pick it up, or you've already have the game and you haven't played it just yet, if you have any experience with open world games, or any experience with stealth, or just skill in any games at all, really any games at all, put the game on very hard mode. That's one of the major flaws with this game, is that it's ridiculously easy. I mean, there was no challenge at all. I played this game on very hard mode, and I didn't struggle at all. I didn't struggle with resources. I didn't struggle with the enemies I was fighting. Even the most powerful enemies, I had overabundance resources, and they were just a cakewalk. This game is ridiculously easy to play and beat. There is no challenge whatsoever. You really have to be bad at games to not get any, can't get through this game. So I highly recommend you put this game on very hard. That is a major complaint I have, the sheer easiness of this game. It's ludicrous easy. I just could not believe how easy this game was to play. And it's weird to hear some people say it's kind of challenging. I'm scratching my head on that one. Moving on from that, there is a lot to explore, lots of hidden items and lots of quests. Now, the game is not as huge as, say, as something like Skyrim. There's not many quests and lots of stuff you can explore. It's more like in the field of more of a simpler linear but open world exploration, where there's just a few collectible items, a few important quests here and there, and side quests. It's more of an experience than, let's just say, in-depth gaming with gaming mechanics and all that stuff in the game. But the one thing that really impressed me was the fact of side quests. Now, the cool thing about side quests is that some of them will actually interfere or even play part in your main campaign quests, and I thought this was really cool. This was a major complaint I had about open world games, was like, do side quests, and it made it look like the main quest wasn't important. What was going on in the world wasn't important. What was cool was you interacted with the side quests, and eventually those side quests will build up to something, or you'll talk about you did something, or so on and so forth. I thought that was really cool and creative, to make it feel like your actions actually meant something. Even if it didn't change the results of something, it was cool to have the acknowledgement of your progress. As well, the Aloy, at some points, will able to make decisions in the game. Now, these decisions will not affect her morality, or change the outcome, or change from, like, Paragon or Renegade. It's just more for you to feel like you able to contribute in the conversation in some form. Now, you have a aggressive, compassionate, or an intellect decision. Now, it depends on your mood and what you perspective of how you want to choose to proceed in that endeavor. I appreciated this, and I thought it gave a lot more depth to me as a player to have more influence in the game. Moving on, Aloy is an interesting female character. I really enjoy her. She's not super attractive, but she's not also not like ugly or anything like that. I don't want to use that term, but I'm just saying that she was definitely an abrasive character, and I really enjoyed playing her, and she was a good, charming, interesting character. And I did like how strong and focused she was as a female protagonist. Now, I do feel she could have had a little bit more dialogue, or how do you say, more, how do you say, a little bit more charming, because it felt like sometimes she was a little plain, and she just felt like a character that was just there. She didn't feel like she really had her own emotions or her own opinion. They could have hopefully they can fix that in later future in the game. Moving on from that, the world is pretty big. It looks a lot bigger than what you've seen in this map right here. There's crafting where you can create arrows and ammunition and upgrade your pouch to carry more ammo. You can do modifications to your weaponries that add like more damage. Do modifications to your armor to add like resistance to certain things, increase your stealth, and so on. As you can see, there's quite a bit of lockables and collectibles and so forth. Quite a bit of robots that mechs to fight. Now that's the only little problem is that the robots are cool, but they're really cool, and I wish there was more of them. But they are kind of dumb, the AI in this game, so they're pretty easy to beat, and that's probably also why, is that there's not like enough of them, and there's not enough of a challenge to anybody who has actual experience. And it's just that there's really no challenge really at all. If you're someone who definitely plays like games like the Soul series, or you play someone who oftenly plays games on hard, you're not going to get no challenge in this game. Trust me, at all. So play the game on very hard. Take my word for it. Play the game very hard, on very hard. Moving on, there's lots of special items and resources you can find to do trading and bartering with. What you use for making your arrowheads is the same resource you use for trading, like for money currency. There's skill tree, you can upgrade on points. Now, skill tree is kind of cool, but there are some abilities that seem a little redundant and didn't really seem like it was like a reason to make this ability that I had to spend a whole point or 2 points or even up to 3 points for. But there still was some functions in the game that I really enjoyed. Now, there's one function that in this game that's really powerful is the whistling. Now, that's a really powerful ability where you can whistle to a particular enemy and have them come to you. This can be very powerful because I've whistled people from very far away, and like I don't know how anybody else didn't hear this whistle and cause them to come. Now, the human opponents is even more ridiculous on that form, because when you do the whistle, it's like no one else hears this, and he like comes, explores that area, you can just stealth kill. I had a pile of bodies I just stealth killed in one area. As I said, the AI is ridiculously dumb, as well as the game is ridiculously easy. But oddly enough, even though with that, what I'm stating there, would make it sound bad, it's always satisfying. No matter even if you're taking down the smallest machine or the most powerful machine in the game, it's always satisfying when you take them down. Even when you just do a simple takedown, it just always feels satisfying. I don't know how to explain it. It just, there is this great joy when you're playing the game. No matter what, you always feel like you're always this badass female hunter lady who knows what she's doing. And that's really cool to have this feeling. And like I said, the game really tributes, and I really like Aloy. I really like the world. The story is interesting. It grips you immediately, and I do like I won't give spoilers. That's why you're seeing a lot of beginning footage here and everything like that, because I don't do spoilers, and I want you to be surprised on stuff. But story-wise, the reason is cool, but let me change that term. The outcome was cool, but the reason why we're in what we're at now, I didn't really enjoy. It just seemed a little eh. Now, overall, the game is one game experience. If you're someone who loves open world, if you've seen what you've seen right here, you're going to really enjoy this game. I did find the game eventually start getting really boring and repetitive, as well as it just open world. You're making me have to run around everywhere, and I really don't enjoy telling me to run around everywhere. It became really, really annoying. All in all, the game was a great experience, and I do highly recommend this game. And it's definitely one that I can't wait to see a sequel to. And hopefully it can really improve the AI and certain other little problems. There's other little minute problems here and there, but I really want to touch on one problem, and I'm really hesitant to talk about this because I know people might take this the wrong way. Is that I do feel the game is... Okay, I don't take this the wrong way. I do feel the game is a bit gender biased against men. I know that a lot of people will probably scratching their head on that one, but I played the whole game actually trying to hope this game can disprove my opinion on this, and it actually just kept adding more, bias against men in the game. Men in this game are generally fall into 3 categories. Either we're complete jerks or assholes, or we're just completely just incapable of just being dignifying person, or we're either a man who's incapable of achieving much without a woman's assistance. Like, we're incapable of achieving anything without some woman to help us. Or we're unable to, or we're just not a strong male. I mean, which is nothing wrong with males who maybe prefer to be a weaker male. That's nothing wrong with that. But the game will overly stack this consistently. I mean, like maybe more than 90% of the males are what I just described in this game. And it does this redundantly. And just to give you more feel to that fling, is that I have no problem with a strong, independent woman. I have nothing wrong with Aloy. I have nothing wrong with a woman being in leadership. I want that to be very clear on my statement here. There's nothing wrong with that, and I actually encourage it. I want to see more games where it's got women in leadership, or women where I play as a female character. There's nothing wrong with that. I play minigames. I love minigames that has a female character. But there is a point when it feels like you're shoehorning characters into something and trying to make a statement, or just trying to, I don't know, be prejudiced against something. Because, like, every leadership position is held by a woman in this game. Now, I'm not joking. Like, there's only one time I can really think that it's not held by a woman, and that's the Sun King. And the previous Sun King was a murdering killer. He was just butchered people. The new Sun King is named kind of a weak individual, and named, I don't want to give spoilers or anything like that, but let's just give you an idea. The blacksmithing forging place, run by a woman. The prison guard, run by a woman. The Hunter's Lounge was held by a man, and guess what? He's a complete jerk, and he's a dick. And he actually talks about the person who helps you, the woman, trash. And you actually help her become the new leadership of the Hunting's Lounge. There's even more I can add up onto this. It just became so redundantly, like, ridiculous that it just felt like you were more insulting males in this game than trying to make a statement that women are actually in equal strength as males, and males have the equal strength of a woman. We both have our own strengths. I know people are going to take this the wrong way, but I experience the game. The game is good. I'm not trying to say not to buy the game. The game is fun, but I tried my best to ignore the biasness, but it clearly, overwhelmingly is biased against men. I just point out, Aloy never once asks about her real father in the entire game. Not once. And I thought this was a little ridiculous in the forms of the game. But, man, I will highly recommend this game. Try to get it. I do enjoy it quite a bit. I will say this, that there is a redeem code, special redeem code at the bottom if you're interested in it. I didn't activate it, so you can have it if you want. I will leave links down in the description if you're interested to copy. So I highly recommend the game. I just have that irk of a problem with the game, and I hope you can understand where I'm coming from if you play it or you observe it yourself. So thank you all for watching. Hit the like, subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.